Hello everyone, Jolene here from Bookworm Adventure Girl. Today is Tag Tuesday, and I was recently tagged to do the Name Game book tag by Shelly Swearingen. So I thought I would give this a go today. The original tag has been taken down, so I can't leave a link to any video for it, but I will leave a link to Shelly's channel and to her video in the description box below. Shelly is great. She has great book videos and great book content, and she's also getting into some vlog videos, so if you don't already follow Shelly, please make sure to check out her channel. The idea of this tag is quite simple. You take the letters of your name or your channel's name and you talk about a book with a title that begins with each letter. So I am not going to do Bookworm Adventure Girl, since we would be here pretty much forever, but I will do Jolene, so Jolene, and my twist on this is that since we're so close to November and people are looking for nonfiction November recommendations, I thought that I would share all nonfiction books that I have enjoyed, with one exception. So it's kind of a 2-in-1. You get the Tag Tuesday and you get nonfiction November recommendations. It's a win-win. Okay, so to start for J, I picked The Joy of Cooking by Irma Rombauer. So first, I love to try new recipes, and this to me is the cookbook of all cookbooks. So it's the most published cookbook, and it has sold something like, I don't know, gazillion copies. And it's like the Energizer Bunny. It's just gonna keep going and going. For the O, my brain went on quite a tangent for the O. Shelly and I had a quick conversation about John Steinbeck. So I originally thought of Mice and Men, which is one of my favorite classics of all time, but it's not nonfiction. So then I was reminded that our conversation about Steinbeck was about his nonfiction works, which I'm really not familiar with at all, and I'm interested in reading some. So I looked up some of his nonfiction books, and one of them started with O, which was really convenient and came in handy for this tag. So Once There Was a War by John Steinbeck. This is a classic, and it's a collection of articles that Steinbeck wrote while he was a war correspondent in 1943. And what really intrigues me about it the most is that the articles are not about the battles fought and the gore of the war. They are about ordinary people and what they experienced during the war. So next up for L, I chose The Last Lecture by Randy Pausch. This book and Randy's story has stayed with me ever since I first watched Randy's video, The Last Lecture, in 2007 or 2008. I know the book was published in 2008, so it might have been the same year. I can't remember. But I then followed Randy's story up until his death. And Randy was a professor at Carnegie Mellon University in Pittsburgh. And when he found out that he had terminal cancer, he dedicated his last lecture to his children. And this lecture has such a powerful and important message about achieving your dreams and not letting obstacles stop you. And he delivers the message in a captivating and entertaining way. So I will leave a link to the full video in the description box below if you haven't already watched it. It's also, even if you get a chance to see it again, it's worth it. So for the E, since I was thinking about Randy and the many people that I've known or know who have cancer, I thought that I would share this brick of a book, Emperor of All Maladies by Siddhartha, what's Siddhartha's last name? Mukherjee, I think it is. Mukherjee. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. This is not for the faint of heart. It's not only massive, but it really goes into depth on the history of cancer from when it was first detected, like over 4,600 years ago. And it goes into depth about cancer research and how we treat cancer. So if you are into learning about that type of thing, then this book is very well researched, and I would recommend it. for the N, I think I have mentioned this book a few times on my channel because I fell in love with it when I first read it, and that is A Natural History of the Senses by Diane Ackerman. I love how this book is written, and it really made me think about our senses in a new way. It talks about the science, behind our senses, but what I liked the most was that she also explores how different cultures have used their senses differently. So it's really interesting, and yeah, I say pick it up, try it out. For the final E, I have the memoir Educated by Tara Westover. This was in my top 10 in 2019. And Tara writes about what it was like growing up in her family. She was raised by survivalist parents and didn't go to school. She was sort of homeschooled. She had a desire for knowledge. She was very bright. So she had a desire for knowledge, and she tried to get as much information and education as she could on her own. But it wasn't until she was accepted into Brigham Young University that her world really opened up. And if you haven't read this already, I highly, highly recommend it. So that's it for my name, and I am going to tag a couple of people. I'm going to tag Summer from Cozy Reading with Quaker Cats, and I'm also going to tag Brandon from Brandon's Bookshelf. If you want to do the tag, I would love to just kind of see what you come up with. These are two channels that I have really been enjoying, and I will leave a link to their channels in the description box below, so please be sure to check them out if you don't already follow them. Thanks again to Shelly for tagging me, and thanks to everyone for watching. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Don't forget to make every day an adventure.